Hello there, my name's Jane Brown and I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne International and a health and wellness consultant. And I've got Daniela Wells with me this morning, who is also a health and wellness consultant. And we're just going to go over a few quick questions about the most common worries that people have when they think about joining a network marketing company. It's something that I'd never heard about before I joined, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there about network marketing and the different companies. So I'm just going to ask Danni a few quick questions and she's going to be able to answer them for us. So hi Danni.
Hello Jane, you're very welcome. So welcome to my home.
And lovely home it is too. So the first and I think the biggest question or comment that we get is that it sounds like a pyramid scheme. So what is the difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing company?
Okay, right. I'm really glad you asked that, because when I first started this business, I kept getting asked, is it a pyramid scheme? And to be honest, I personally had never really heard of a pyramid scheme. I didn't really know what one was. And my father-in-law in particular, so that kind of generation, was like, oh, it just sounds like all those pyramid things. So I had to do some research, and so I looked into what a pyramid scheme was, and for me, I couldn't believe the difference. There's a massive difference. So first of all, a pyramid scheme is where there's no service and no product. So it'd be like me introducing you to something and saying to you, Jane, I've got this fantastic opportunity. If you pay £1,000, we're going to invest in this land in the Bahamas, and then if you go and tell 5 other people, then you can sell bits of your land. And so say you sell bits of your land for £500 each to 5 people, and then you go and tell them that they can sell bits of their land, and the land doesn't exist, it's not real. So people are just investing money into something that they believe is theirs, so that they're owning something. But by doing that, if I sold you this fake land, you couldn't in this pyramid scheme earn more money than me. You're underneath me and you're there forever then. And the people that you introduce are underneath you and they're there forever. They can't do anything. It's not a viable business. It's just a fake scheme. They are completely illegal. There was something really big, probably in our older generations, where people were investing all of this money. No one could do anything. No one could make any money without getting other people to put money in. So there's no way for anybody to make money unless they can sell the shares, if you like, or the land in this case, to other people. So the best ways to look at for a pyramid scheme is that there's no product, there's no service involved. You can't make money without actually having other people put money in. They're completely illegal, completely and utterly illegal. So any company that starts up in network marketing, they go to, in England or the United Kingdom, something called the Direct Selling Association, which the best way I describe this is like being gas qualified to do gas and then being Corgi registered. So we have that version of that for network marketing, and it's under the Direct Selling Association, and they are our stamp to prove that we are a viable business model. And in network marketing, we have a product, which obviously we all use. That's why we all look the way we do. We have a product. We have a service. So the service that we provide is that we all as consultants have training and ongoing training to provide people with information about the products that they want to have in their life, whether that's health, nutrition, skincare, aroma essentials, an array of things. The service we provide is us. We have the information, we're credible, we're experts in that information, and we provide that service for people. So we've got the products, we've got the service, and then we can make money without having to have other people join us as a team. We don't have to have other people putting money in to make money. We can just be us on our own, recommending our products, people purchasing our products, and we can make money. The other thing that makes network marketing different is if I was to introduce you to this business and then I only introduced you and I just sold my own products, worked my own business, and you did the same, but you grew a team and you learned how to grow a team, you learned how to be a leader, you put all your time and effort into that, you could earn more money than me because you've got a team and I've only got you, really. So you can end up earning more money than me and overtaking me. But then if I thought, oh, Jane's doing really well, she's earning way more money than me, I could then take this business more seriously and I could grow a team as well. And then I could then come back above you. So, it makes it fairer because it's all based on, we've all got our individual website and it's all based on our own efforts, our own team efforts, our own sales efforts. So we can move around and we earn different percentages based on the level of where we are. So the best way to describe the difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing scheme is, first of all, the Direct Selling Association. Pyramid schemes are completely illegal. So if you ever know anyone that's in a pyramid scheme, you can go to the police and tell them, and that will be shut down immediately. So when you talk about our business, you can say we're stamped by the DSA. We've been running for 36 years. So that in itself for most people, you wouldn't need to go any further. But for other people, they might not know what the DSA is. So then you could say, we have a service, we have a product. People can join this business, have their own website, and they can make money all by themselves. They don't need to have a team, which again stops it being a pyramid scheme. And then you can say, and then if you do grow a team, you can actually earn more money than the people that introduce you. So depending on what they perceive as a pyramid scheme. And one of the bit of information as well is when people say to me, is it like one of those pyramid things? I say to them, well, what do you mean? What do you mean by a pyramid thing? And then I've had people say, oh, one of those things where you have the product and you sell it to other people, but you can grow a team and then you earn a percentage of other people's efforts in the team. Then I say, do you know what? That's exactly right, but it's not called a pyramid scheme. But if that's the word they've used in their head to describe network marketing, then that's perfectly okay. And it's just saying to people, what you think it is right, but it's not actually called a pyramid scheme. It's actually called network marketing. So I don't get defensive when people say that, because they might actually mean network marketing, but they've got no other word for it. So then I just would then say to them what the difference was.
So what it is, yeah. Brilliant. Okay. And the next question, I'm not sure I would have the time to do it. I'm very busy with work and family. So how do you fit it into everyday life?
Okay, so for me, when I was looking at starting my own business, I had no time. I was in hospital a lot with my daughter. I've got 2 little girls. I was busy. I didn't have any time. But the way I saw it, I think time is one of the most precious things in this world, more precious than money. We can't get back time. And for me, my children are only little ones, and we only have each day once. Once we go to sleep, that day is done. We're never getting that day back. So I wanted to make more free time. And this is where most of my team have come from. It's people that don't have any time. And to be honest, I haven't actually introduced anybody into Arbonne, into my team, that has said to me, I've got loads of free time. I sit there in the evening and I think, oh, if only I could be doing something like Arbonne. I've got 2 hours free every evening doing so. I've never ever sponsored anybody into this business that tells me they've got loads of free time. You know, we've got a team of over 1,000 people and all of them tell me they don't have enough time. And the reason why they want to do this business is because they understand that by building a business, particularly online like this, it's going to free up more of their time in the day. And it has done for me, because before, when I worked at the opticians, I worked 9 till 5 and I got paid 9 till 5. If I didn't work 9 till 5, I didn't get paid. So I was literally giving up my time, exchanging my time. Here you go, boss. And then I was getting paid for it. So I was giving up my time and I was getting paid. And that's how most people work. It's like a coin operated system. So you put money in, they do some work. You stop putting money in, they don't do any work. You put some more money in, they do some work. So a coin operated, like a machine, like one of those things that the children like ride on. Coin operated. I was coin operated. So when I took a look at this business, I realised it's not a coin operated system. You do some work. So say I told you about these amazing products. You already use toothpaste, deodorant, eat and drink, shower, keep yourself clean. So if I introduce these products to you that you're already spending money on, and you saw the difference they made in your life, you would continue to reorder them. You'd go onto my website and reorder them every single month. So therefore, you do the work once, but you get paid every single month for the rest of your life for doing that, for making that referral, which is amazing. So having no time, honestly, I don't know anybody that doesn't have time. I genuinely do not know anybody, like I said, that's come into this and said, I've got loads of time, I need something to fill it. It's people that say, I don't have any free time and I'm sick to death of being coin operated. I'm sick of giving up my time to be paid, giving up my time to get paid. They're sick of it. So they're looking to build some sort of business like this that builds them a residual income, which is a bit like having a house. So you buy a house and you do it up and then you rent it out. So you've done the work once, but every single month you're going to get £500 a month rent for that, for the people living in it. And that is a residual income. You've done the work once, but you get paid every month. Or writing a book or a CD. You write that book or the CD, the music CD, you do it once, but you get royalties. You get paid for every single month. So it is like having a business that brings in royalties, which means that you then have more free time. So this is the best business for people that don't have any time to make themselves some free time. Because if you're not going to do anything about making yourself have some free time, you're never going to have any free time. So there comes a point in your life where you have to make the decision that you accept that you never have any free time and you're just going to complain about it. And that is your life until the day you retire and you've lived 40 years working and you've never had any free time. If you want to accept that, that's not for me to judge. Or you make a decision where you say, I'm going to do something to make myself have more free time. So that's what I've seen happen in thousands of people.
Yeah, which I can relate to as well. I worked full time as a waitress and I just used to fit it into little snippets of time that I have. And because I did that, I've now been able to give up my full-time work, and now I have all the time in the world to just concentrate on my business. And it gives me so many more choices in life to spend that time with my family, which is just precious.
Yeah, I've seen so many people reduce their hours at work, and even some people leave their jobs.
Yeah, best thing ever.
Spend more time with their families.
So the next question is, people worry about not having enough money. Obviously, we go out to work to earn money. People don't want to be spending even more extra money a month on products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really similar to the time thing again. So when I started this business, I was actually receiving government help. £60 a week to help me pay my bills, basically, because my daughter was really poorly in hospital. I did have to give up my career. I had a 7-year career and I had to give that up to look after her. So money was incredibly tight, and we actually never had any extra money. We were actually the other side of the scale. We were in debt. So we had like over £1,000 of outgoings a month, but we didn't have that money coming in to pay them. So we were constantly in debt. And it comes back to that decision, like at the time decision, where people take a stance and they either lay on the floor and say, this is my life, I accept it, I'm constantly going to live a life of debt, I'm constantly never going to have any money, or they make a decision to say, no, I'm going to change this. So for me, it cost me £54 to buy my website with this business. I know it can vary, and obviously that does change over time, but for me it cost me £54 to start my website. And I thought, right, so I've got my website, and now I'm going to use some products that I can buy from my website so that I can tell other people about them, and I'm going to build this business. I didn't have thousands and thousands of pounds to invest in this, and like a franchise, you can buy a franchise for £200,000 and you've got your franchise. Well, I saw my £54 website the same as a £200,000 franchise. I saw it in exactly the same way. It's just that mine was online. A franchise is a shop in town, so like buying a Subway franchise or a McDonald's franchise. And I knew that I was going to make money from that franchise that I was buying. And so what I did was invested that £54, and I had my website, and that was a lot of money for me. That, for some people that's nothing, but that was a huge amount of money for me. That was probably like saving, but it probably would have took me 5 months to have saved that money. But for me, I put it on a credit card because for me, I knew that I could make that money back the next month. So I bought my franchise, my online website, and I started using some of the products from my website so that I could at least tell other people from a personal experience, this is what I'm using. These products are really good. I've had a personal experience with them. I think you'd really benefit from them. And I did a bit of sweat equity, which is where people that don't have a lot of money can't invest in buying all of the products. So you've got two choices where you don't have a lot of money. You can either buy all of the products from your business and let other people use them for a couple of days for a trial so that they see how good they are. Or if you don't have the money to do that, you can put into your business sweat equity, which is basically you learning yourself about these products from books and online. We have a free online university with our business. So that's what I did. I went to work and I exchanged sweat equity. So I put in quite a few hours work learning about the products. So there were products I didn't use, but I'd learned everything about the product. And then I would go to you, Jane, and say, Jane, let me tell you about this shampoo because I've learned about it and I think you're going to really benefit from it. And I would tell you everything I'd learned. And then if you said, well, have you used it? At that time, I'd say, I've not personally used it, but I've done a lot of learning about it and I think you're going to benefit from it because of X, Y, and Z. There's a 45-day money-back guarantee. So how about we try it and you can see what you think, and then you can give me your testimonial. So I'd build up your testimonial with other people's. And once I then was seeing my investment come back in and I was getting paid quite a lot of money back, I then started to buy the products for my business. So now I have every single product from my business that I personally use. So I can give personal testimonials now. But in the beginning, I didn't have that luxury and a lot of people don't. So I did the sweat equity part. So I paid the £54 and I put the time and effort into learning about these products because people want to speak to an expert. So a bit like if you went to book a holiday and say there were two people there, one person that has been everywhere, all over the world, and you could say, I want a holiday that's going to suit my 20-year-old and my 10-year-old and me and my husband, and I want it to be in this part of the world, I want it to be on a beach, blah, blah, blah. The person that's travelled the world is going to say, oh, well, I've been here, I know I've been here, and it's really, really great. And that's great. So you can listen to what they're saying because they've personally been. Or there is another person in the travel agents that has put the time and effort into learning about everything, but they haven't personally been. So they can say, well, I've not personally been here, but this is what it offers you. So you've got the beach, you've got this, you've got that, and they would reel off all of this information. Both of those people are going to be credible to you. It doesn't really matter which one that you book through because they're both giving you good information. Now, imagine if there was a third person that has never been to any of these destinations and hasn't put any time and effort into learning about it and just says, right, okay, Jane, I've listened to everything you want, and to be honest, I'm not really sure, but let's just go to Spain. You'd be like, oh, okay. So, you know, you've got to be credible. People want credible people. If people are going to pay money for your service, you need to provide a service, and that service can either be by personally using all of the products or putting sweat equity in to learn about all of the products. Whichever way you do it is perfectly okay. One way involves having money, one way involves not having money, but the third way involves doing nothing and providing no service, and we're not going to pay for that service because it's no service at all. So if you don't have any money, you can still do this business, and it enables you to have that money. Now, I don't have to compromise on anything anymore. I can book a holiday without having to budget. If Jane says to me now, oh, I'm having a birthday meal, it's going to cost this, we're doing this. If I want to go, I haven't got to worry about financial implications now. Whereas before, I had a set budget a week, and if 2 people asked me to do something a week, I had to choose which one of those things I did because I didn't have the money to do both. And it was all my decisions came down to financial implications. Whereas now, I can make any choice I want, and it doesn't worry me about money because I have the money in my bank. So if I need to pay for something, I just whip out my card and it's not a problem. I do not have to worry about it. It's lovely. I cannot, you know, I've been poor and I've been rich, and I can say being rich is much, much, much better because you don't have to worry about anything financial anymore. So it's just, you know, not having the money is just another stepping stone to making that decision of if you're going to then have more money, or if you're just going to lay on the floor and say, I'm always going to be broke, I'm never going to have any money, I'm never going to do anything about it. It's making those 2 decisions again.
Yeah, making that choice, isn't it? Yeah. So another one is, I don't have many friends. How will I manage to build a team if I don't know many people?
Okay, so when I started this business, I didn't know many people, and the people I did know all said no to it at the time. They've obviously now decided to do this. At the time, they all said no. So when I think about this question, I think, imagine if you trained to become a hairdresser, and I'm just going to use that as an example. It could be anything. So you've trained to become a hairdresser, and you've decided that's your passion. You want to add value to people's lives. You want to help them look and feel great by doing their hair, and you've trained to become that expert. And then imagine if you then, you know, you're fully qualified, you go, I don't know anyone. I haven't got any friends. You wouldn't say that. You'd say, right, okay, so this is what I've got to provide. Let's go out and network. Let's advertise myself. Let's word of mouth. And you tell everybody you know that you've trained to be a hairdresser and this is what you provide. And people might say to you, so I might say to you, Jane, I've trained to be a hairdresser. These are all my qualifications. I'm good at colours. I'm good at this cut. I do men's, I do women's, I do children, yada, 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 yada. And I would absolutely advertise myself to you. And you'd say, wow, Danny, that's fantastic. I actually already have a hairdresser, but I'm going to tell other people that might be looking to switch hairdressers about you. I'm like, brilliant. So it's all about word of mouth and advertising yourself. If somebody trained to be anything, a cleaner, a beautician, a solicitor, you know, people do all kinds of jobs. They don't just train and then say, well, I don't know anybody. So why do we say that in network marketing? I hear people say this all the time. It's not about who you know. It's about networking. We're network marketing professionals. We learn the skills to network, whether we choose to network online, at networking events, advertise ourselves by word of mouth. We can use social media. We can put advertisements in places. People are looking for what we have. People are looking for a skincare consultant, a nutrition consultant, a makeup expert, hair care expert, aroma essentials, baby care. People are having babies all of the time and they want the best products for their babies, but they don't know who to ask. So they're looking for an expert, which is us. People are looking for other people to teach them how to have an at-home based business. People are looking for people that are going to teach them how to have more free time, how to have more money. So people are looking for us. The only way we can find them, the only way that person looking for us and us is going to connect is by networking. So we have to network. We learn how to network. And there are thousands of different ways to network. But when you start this business, it isn't about who you know. The same if, like I say, if you were a hairdresser, it's not about who you know. It's about who you're going to meet, how you're going to advertise yourself. You need to brand yourself that people literally like elbowing people out of the way because they want you. You need to brand yourself so well that people only really, really want to see you. So they know thousands of hairdressers, but they want you. So when you think about your hairdresser, why do you keep going back to the same hairdresser? Probably because they give you a really great haircut. They make you feel amazing. They're an expert. They know what they're talking about. And you can recommend other people to them. So as a health and wellness advisor or consultant, we need to be that branding. We need to brand ourselves so that people say, oh my gosh, I know this lady called Jane, she's an absolute expert in all of these products. She does skin mapping. She'll tell you what your skin type's like. She can recommend the right products for your personal skin type. She can recommend the right makeup that's going to match you perfectly, the right hair care, the right nutrition. She can advise you in all these different ways, and people are going to recommend you. So you need to brand yourself, so it doesn't matter who you know, it's about who is going to recommend people to come to you.
Word of mouth is very powerful.
It is, yeah.
I'm not a salesperson at all. I could not sell to people, so how will I get my products out to people?
Okay, so that again comes down to adding value to people's lives. So where do people get money from? Okay, so you have to have a think about this. Money, it comes, apart from the people that obviously make the money and the factories that make money, if that's what you can call them, people don't just have money, they get given it. Okay, so why would somebody give you money? Why would I give you my money? The reason why I would give you my money is if you were going to give me something back in exchange. Okay, so I would pay my money to hear you speak. So if you were doing a talk about confidence, I would pay, say, £100 to go and see Jane Brown speak about confidence. I would give up £100 to listen to you speak about confidence, because I see good value in money for that. I'm going to learn about something. It's going to help me. I'm going to give up my money to get back what you're going to give me. So we're doing an exchange, okay? So the only way people get money is if somebody gives it to them. So why is somebody going to give us money? We need to give them something back in return. So people work really hard to earn their money. Why would they give us £100? I'm just using that as an example. It could be anything. Why would someone give us £100? We need to give them some value for their money. So what we give them is a service. So the service that we provide for them is how we've learned about all of these products. So we're not salespeople. We are experts that have spent time learning about an industry and about a company and products that's going to help other people. Why would I pay a car salesman to match me to the right car? There are thousands of cars out there. I'm going to pay a car salesman. I know that there's a commission from the car I purchased, which I'm going to pay him for, to match me with the right car. I want his expertise. I'm not an expert on cars, but I know a car salesman has spent time learning about the car. So I'm going to go to the garage and I'm going to say, right, I want a white car. It has to be a Mercedes. It has to be brand new. I want it to be spacious enough to have my children's car seats in. I'd like enough boot space. These are where I drive, so would it be better with petrol or diesel? This is the kind of thing that I like. I want to have a 6 CD changer, blah, blah. So I'm telling him what I want. I don't know what car I want. I'm just, what car that's going to be. So what my specification is, I can't match that to the exact car I want, but a car salesman can. So I'm quite happy to pay for his service to match me with that car. So yes, he is selling me a car, but I see it as more than that. I see it as him matching me to the right car. He's recommending me the car that's going to be suitable for me. So he is selling me it, but he's doing more than that. He's recommending based on what I want.
What is right for you.
Yeah. So when somebody says to us, I've got dry skin, or I've got oily skin, or, you know, constantly I've got no energy, or I feel tired, or I feel this, some people might say we're selling them products, but I don't see it that way. I see it as listening to everything they say and then saying, okay, so I've listened to everything you said, I've took it on board, and I know about hundreds and hundreds of products in my head, but I'm going to narrow it down to these 3 based on what you've said, because we're an expert in that. We've put time and effort in. We learn about all the new products. We learn about all these things. So we're providing that service, and people are happy with that. We've just narrowed down loads of products for them down to 3 based on what they've told us. So we've made their life easier. The same, again, going back to the holiday, telling someone your specifications, they're going to narrow it down. So we're going to be happy to pay that. So you just have to remember that the only way that we earn money is if someone gives it to us. And people are only going to give us money if we provide them with something that's going to benefit their life. Yeah. Whether you call that selling or recommending comes down to the individual, but I personally see that as recommending and providing a service that's going to make someone's life a hell of a lot easier. And I'm constantly happy to pay money. I pay £10 about 3 times a week to get my car cleaned by other people, and I see that as good value for money. I don't see that as them selling me a car wash. I see it as good value for money. I'm like, here's £10. Thank you so much for cleaning my car 3 times a week. You know, it's good. I'm getting something back that I'm happy to pay for.
Yeah, helps you out.
Yeah.
So I really don't have any confidence at all. I'm far too shy to talk to people.
Okay, that is the number 1 reason why people need to do this business. So for me, although the income has been sensational with this business, I've been doing it 18 months and my income astounds me every single month, and it's enabling me to have so much more free time. the biggest thing for me has been the personal growth in me. So before I did this business, I had no confidence. I had nothing to offer anybody. And someone spoke last night at an event we went to, and they said that when their brother passed away, they were gifted like a scrapbook. And in the scrapbook, it was from all of his friends in the forces that had wrote something about him. So the family had this scrapbook from their son, their brother's friends, and it read about all the things that he'd done in his life. And it was absolutely amazing. And I was thinking to myself, before I did this business, if I had passed away, I wouldn't have had a scrapbook made by my friends, because I had no one had anything to say about me. I had no confidence. I had no self-belief in myself. I didn't do anything to help anybody out. Not because I didn't want to, I just didn't have the ability to help anybody. There was nothing about me. It was a bit like a shell, really. And I did suffer really badly with anxiety and depression. I think that boiled down to not having anything to offer. And I didn't add value to anybody else's life at all. So my scrapbook would have been empty. And when I started this business, I took baby steps into growing my confidence, and I started talking to one person and I started telling them about the products, and they were like, wow, it sounds amazing. So that built my confidence up, because I was helping them to purchase maybe a mascara or something, because I helped them out. And 18 months into doing this business, I've took baby steps, and my confidence and my self-belief in myself has grown, and I've helped people because I've learned about things that are going to benefit them. And I genuinely believe now, if I had a scrapbook now, if I was to pass away, it would be filled with people saying, Danni helped me with my nutrition, Danni helped me believe in myself, Danni helped me with my confidence, Danni helped me with this. My scrapbook, I believe, would be full. And I see people come into this business like yourself, Jane, that might have that analogy of having an empty scrapbook at their funeral, and they start this business and they take these baby steps into bringing up their confidence, bringing up their self-belief, bringing up their self-worth, that they get into their business, they get into their journey with this business, that they know if anything happened to them, they would have a full scrapbook full of people saying what that person has done in their life. And it doesn't have to be something huge. It might just be somebody saying that, you know, they said to me, well done for that, and they bought me some flowers, and that made the world to me. Some people, you can make such a difference to people's lives, and it just feels amazing. It feels amazing to help other people. And I'm inundated with people messaging me now saying that a video that you recorded about X, Y, and Z has really helped me. Thank you so much. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I feel great about that, because before this business, no one would have thanked me for doing anything, because I didn't do anything. I didn't help anybody. And I just didn't have a way to help people. And this gives us a way to help people, which brings up our confidence. It brings up our self-esteem. So that is the number one reason why you need to start this business. Even if you don't market your online website and you just use it to bring up your confidence and your self-belief, it's huge.
It's massive. And you don't need any skills to start either. We learn everything as we go along, and we teach other people the same.
Exactly.
I'm just a bit worried about what my friends will say. Will they laugh at me and say I'm stupid?
Maybe. And I've had this with lots of different things as well. When I had my children, I decided to breastfeed my children. That was a decision that I made. And some people choose not to breastfeed, some people choose to breastfeed. The decision that I made was based on that I felt that it was a right decision for me and my family. And I did have people really criticize that, really nasty about it. And I just looked at them and I thought, do you know what? I'm not breastfeeding my child to cause you any aggro. I'm doing this because it's a decision that I believe is right for me and my child. And I think people reserve the right to be ignorant. I genuinely believe people reserve the right to be ignorant. And when I was getting that grief from people for breastfeeding my child, I just thought, that's your decision and you deserve that right to be ignorant. This is my decision and I'm doing what's right for my child. And I'm not going to change what I'm doing because you're being ignorant. And that's how I've been with network marketing. Some people are ignorant and they do think that network marketing, and they think that if these products were so good, why are they not sold in a shop? That is absolute ignorance. It's like they don't realise that when a product is moved from where it's made, it costs pence to make. When it's sold in a shop, it's marketed at such a high price. Like, for example, we have a friend in our team and she works at a factory that makes sandwiches. Now, they sell a particular sandwich for £4.50 in Marks and Spencer's. That exact same sandwich is sold in their canteen at where it's made for 35p, the exact same sandwich. So it costs 35p, to make, or even less than that because they're still making profit on that. 35p it costs their staff in the staff canteen at the sandwich factory. But by the time it's gone on a lorry on the lorries getting paid, the lorry drivers getting paid, it's gone to a marketing, it's gone through manufacturers, it's gone through wholesale, it's got to the shop at Marks and Spencer's, it costs £4.50. So people they're really ignorant to the fact that when they pay for a product in a shop, 95% of what they're paying is paying the middle process. So network marketing cuts all that out. Network marketing is absolutely sensational because it moves a product from where it's made straight to the house it's being used in. People go onto my website, Jane's website, based on our help, based on our recommendation, going back to having hundreds of those products and narrowing it down to 3 for somebody based on what they've told us. They go onto our website, they order those products that we've narrowed it down for them, and it's ordered straight from where it's made. It was made literally a week ago, and it's in their house. So it's a fresh product with fresh ingredients. It's not been sitting on a shelf for 7 years, and it's cut out all those middle process. So when people are ignorant and they say, oh, if your products were so good, why are they not sold in a shop? You just need to say, you reserve the right to be ignorant, and just be okay with that. A lot of people are ignorant. Like, I was watching a film on the plane recently called Suffragettes, and it was all about women back in the early 1900s that had a belief that women deserved equal rights as men, and they were absolutely mocked. They were beaten, they were put in prison, and they were just treated horrendously because people didn't understand what they were standing up for. They were standing up for a cause. They weren't trying to be rebels, they weren't trying to be pains, they weren't trying to be annoying. They were standing up for the fact that they believed that women deserve the same rights as men. Women deserve to be paid the same as men. Women deserve rights to their children, because back then they didn't have any rights to their children. What the man said is what would happen. They wanted equal rights. And these women, a lot of them, they lost their life fighting for what they believed in. But now, because of those women, we all have equal rights across the world. And in some countries we still don't, actually, but in many of the countries. So what we're doing with network marketing is we're standing up for what we believe is right. And this is right. It is much better that people have products that are ordered and they're delivered straight to the house. They're made fresh. They're not added with all the chemicals and all the nasties. So when people say that they're going to get laughed at by their friends, they're being ignorant, and they reserve the right to be ignorant if that's what they want to do. If they're not standing up for what they believe in, that is their choice. Do not allow that to affect you on your mission. Can you imagine if the suffragettes just said, you know what, this is too hard. People are laughing at us for standing up for women's rights. Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it, and let's just leave it and do something else. They wouldn't. We're standing up for something that we 100% believe to be right, and it is right. And network marketing is the fastest growing industry that we have ever seen, and we will ever see in our entire lifetime. It is the biggest industry, and it creates the most self-made millionaires, and it helps so many people just have an extra £1,000 a month into their life, which makes a big difference to them. And for that £1,000 a month they're earning, they're providing a service where they recommend maybe like 4 or 5 products a month to other people. So just let people be ignorant. Just let them. This is going to be huge. But people laughed at Mark Zuckerberg that made Facebook. People laughed at him, told him that never were. People laughed at Steve Jobs that made Apple. People laugh at other people when they don't understand. So when they don't understand, they will laugh. So you probably will get people say to you, oh, you know, that'll never work. Oh, I know someone that did that and that didn't work. You will get ignorant, but you just have to accept it and just keep doing what you're doing. And surround yourself by people that are doing what you're doing, because it's going to keep inspiring you to carry on.
Brilliant, thank you. And just finally, so what makes the Arbonne product so special then? I'm quite happy with my Savers products that cost a couple of pounds. Why should I go out and buy Arbonne products?
Okay, so, excuse me. I always say that there is something out there for everybody. When it comes to buying a car, there are cheap cars, you know, £500 cars that people can buy. There are £1,000 cars people can buy, and then there's all your new cars that range from a few £1,000s to like £50,000. There is a car for everybody. So that goes from economy to mid-range to the top of the top. And I say to people, these Arbonne products are the top of the top. They are formulated to the highest standards. They've got the Swiss heritage, which obviously is the best of the best, and they're not watered down. So a lot of products, especially in economy, have got a couple of good ingredients in, maybe 1 or 2 good ingredients, and then 95% of the bottles that we buy are just watered down. And they're not even just watered down in water, they're watered down with mineral oil, which is a byproduct of petrol. So something that's not good enough for petrol, from crude oil from the ground. So it's still a natural product, still natural, it's coming from the ground, but it's something that's waste of petrol is put into these products to make them cheap in economy. And I say to people, if you want to buy economy, that's absolutely okay with me. That's not my choice. I bought economy before, but the reason why I was buying economy products for me and my children and my husband was because I didn't understand that the reason why they're the price they are is because of what's in them. And I let people make the choice. And I say to them, you know, these are the economy products that you buy. They're like £1 to £10. They're watered down. They're full of all the nasties. So a bit like when you think about food and you think of Tesco's value, so think of Tesco's value.
Baked beans.
Baked beans, yeah.
The liquid.
Yeah, so Tesco's values baked beans that have probably got absolute rubbish in them. People reserve the right to buy Tesco values beans, but then when you explain to them, if they pay a little bit more, they get premium, and the health benefits they get from a premium range is X, Y, and Z. So it's slightly better for you. You get X, Y, and Z. Or you can buy the finest beans, and this is what you get. These are all the nutrition. It's going to be high. It's going to be easier to absorb all of these vitamins and minerals into your body. It's going to make you feel better. You're not going to feel sluggish and lethargic like you would with the cheap ones. You're going to feel like you've got more energy. It's healthier for you and your children. It's going to show in your skin, in your hair. So when you explain to somebody that paying that little bit of extra money for a better value food, what it's going to do to your body, how it's going to fuel your body, then let them decide. It's not for us to tell people what to buy. It's for us to explain the difference. So when I explain the difference with Arbonne, I explain about economy and what they are watered down with, and the chemicals that are laden in economy products. When you know what's in them, you wouldn't even want to put it on your worst enemy, let alone your children. It's horrific. And I used to put it on my children, but I didn't really realise what was in the ingredients. So I've become a label reader. So I explained to them about economy products. Then I explained about the mid-range products, which are like £30 to £60 type products. And then I explained about the high-range products. So the products that are like £100 to £1,000 type products, where you get the little pot and they're like £1,000 with a little gold spatula, night cream and stuff. So I explained about the different ranges and what makes them different. And then I'll explain that Arbonne formulations sit above the highest range. They're the best that you can get. They're clinically proven. And the clinical trials that Arbonne have aren't done in-house. They're done by outside sources. So they're sent to outside laboratories to be blind tested. So people test these products without knowing what they are, and they always come out on top. So our products are the best anybody can possibly ever buy. But because they're not sold through that traditional networking route, so I think back to that sandwich, they're delivered straight to people's houses, the prices come right down. So somebody might be getting, say, an £800 product for only £60. So they're getting a good value for money. And then I let them decide. I say, if you want to buy the best of the best, if you want to use the best products in your body so that your body feels amazing, and on your skin, on your hair, and your nails will look great, your hair will look fantastic, you'll feel amazing, your eyelashes are going to grow, you're going to look incredible, you're going to feel incredible, your children are going to have great skin. And when you buy gifts for people, this is what you're going to get. They understand the high value that they're getting. But not everybody is going to want to feel amazing. Not everybody's going to want great skin, great hair. Not everybody's going to want to sort their digestive system out. A lot of people are quite happy to have IBS and have all these problems and have hair that breaks all the time and skin that's wrinkly. Some people are happy with that, and I reserve the right to say that's your choice, and I'm not judging. There's always going to be people that buy economy, and that is okay. But my job is to market these products to people that want the best of the best. My job is to provide the information to people that want to use the best, that want to feel absolutely amazing, that want to feel great, and I let them make that choice. So my job isn't necessarily to sell these products to everybody, because some people want economy, and I can't provide that. I can't provide economy products. I'm not an economy person. We're in the elite. So we provide these elite products for people that want the best of the best, and they want to buy it directly from your online website, so that it cuts out all that middle process. So they're not paying 95% of their money to the middle process. They're actually paying their money for their products, and they're getting service from you. So I would just say that if people are used to buying economy and they don't want to change, just respect that. And if people still say to you when you've explained it, no, I still want to buy economy, just tell them where to go. Say, okay, well, if you just go to the high street shops, then that's where you're going to get your economy products from. That's okay. If somebody said to me they wanted a cheap car, I'm not going to send them to a Mercedes garage, because they're not going to benefit from that. I'd send them to a used car garage or WeBuyAnyCar.com. That's where I'd send them, and that's okay. They're allowed to buy economy. It's okay to buy economy. But if somebody said to me, I really want a really, really nice car, I'd tell them that this is where I got my Mercedes from. This is what I get from it. It's worth every single penny. It's amazing and I love it. And they said, wow, you get good value for money. I want that. Great. Then I would show them how to buy that.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Danni, for your help this morning. I hope that's helped people who have been thinking about maybe joining a network marketing company, but have had all these worries in their head and they've not been dared to ask. So hope that's helped you out. Thanks very much.
Bye, everybody. Bye.